as a whole by her demeanor. Huh? And what makes you think God needs you to represent? If this sister here own a bank worth $1 billion, she got to be a fool if she need a welfare mother to defend her. God don't need you to defend God. What's wrong? It's a violation of God for you let some ignorant, ungodly white folks to reduce you below the dignity that God gave you just so you can feed your family. Huh? Hallelujah. Somewhere, and that's where this thing is going. Huh? How many of y'all in here have heard about the indigo children? Huh? Y'all better get on it. Y'all sitting around here looking for the second coming of Christ. They're already here. Huh? And people say for years, if Christ come back, you wouldn't recognize him. Huh? The indigo children, born with IQs of 200 and go up. And they don't take nothing off of nothing. They ask questions that you can't ask. And so somewhere when you think about what happened here, huh? What happened here? The cameras won't be here till the celebrities get here. Huh? Most of them wasn't even born, and those who were born didn't do nothing. That's right. Huh? Anytime you got to be validated by a filthy, ungodly nation, there's something wrong with you. Huh? And so I just, somewhere, this is the nastiest, evilest, vicious, ungodly country that's ever existed in the history of the world.
Say that.
Right? But y'all tolerate it. Huh? Black men let black boys that came out of a black woman's belly stand on the corner and sell dope. You ain't no cop. It's not my job to get dope pushers off the corner, but I'm going to get you off this corner where my grandmother got to go get her arthritis medicine. That don't bother you. Huh? Somewhere, entertainers who ain't done nothing but a handful. Huh? All of these people in here who have changed the world. Huh? Because there's a thing called a vibration. Ether that goes out. Hmm? Changed the world. If Michael Jackson, and he was my close friend, was alive and came here today, there'd be niggas wrapped around all the way to Birmingham. Your priorities. Your priorities. And thank God there is a universal, I ain't talking about the church. And if y'all know me, 75 to 80% of my audience is white folks. Huh? And I ain't never lied to them. Huh? Hear me. I had a weight loss thing out here. I was making $600 million a day. Okay? But something inside of here that wasn't straight. Why was I smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day, drinking a fifth of scotch? Top weight went up to 365 pounds. Huh? And then one day I stopped. How did I stop? I learned it from that Bible y'all read called fasting. Pepsi-Cola, Coca-Cola, ham hocks is not in there. The stuff that's there, you ignore. Huh? And then you got a bunch of other niggas that do the same thing, so that's why you can get some respect in the neighborhood. But there's a neighborhood you will never get no respect in. Huh? We don't want to talk about this yellow thing. Huh? Some niggas sitting in here now wouldn't look at you if you was as dark as me, but y'all, and came out your belly, black woman. That's right. Huh? Right. Huh? So somewhere, y'all get ready. If I was some of y'all, I'd stop taking your medicine. What you think is you come around this corner, yes, you will not be able to handle it. Come on. Huh? You will not be able to handle it. God gave you your hair, not Sears and Roebuck. Huh? You say God know everything. God know everything. Well, how come he didn't know about your hair since he made it? Huh? And you ain't got the guts to get up on the mountain and cuss God and say, nigga, why'd you do this to me? No, you ain't going to do that. Huh? You mothers, comb them girls' hair when they go to school and hear them screaming and hollering and don't hear God telling you, you hurting me, mama. Huh? You know what I'm talking about. Huh? If that little girl was in a garage and 3 of us was in there, and you heard them screaming and hollering, you'd run in there, but you don't hear it when you're trying to straighten out something that you don't like. So y'all go on and play games, but you better play them quick. And you better play them fast.
Go ahead.
When that universal God picked you, it leaves no footprints. How many people you think know him in New York? Huh? Everybody that have anything to do with a real movement know him. You had to be validated by the New York Times. Huh?
That's right.
I found a book 6 months ago. Said 1,001 people that made America. Out of the billions of people that have lived, it goes back before the Mason. I'm listed in it. Why? Because I don't give a damn. I want to be validated by filth. Huh? There's a book just came out where, what is it? John Lennon left a tape. They asked him, the number 1 best-selling record in the history of the planet is John Lennon's Imagine. So they asked him, how'd you come? He said, Dick Gregory. They called me, I don't know nothing about it. All I know is the 2 strongest forces in the history of America is the black woman and the black church. In that order. Huh? But this white racist system has reduced you down so much. Huh? So much. A black man in America is the only man that called his woman strong. You a strong sister. Hey man, come outside, I'm going to show you my beautiful car. How does my woman get strong and my car get beautiful? That's a mind thing. Huh? They've convinced me, they convinced her that she's ugly and y'all don't even know it. Huh? If you don't think you ugly, you go home. If you don't think they can, go home and throw all your stuff away that you put on your face. You'd be scared to walk out the house. Lena Horne had to stay in the house the last 15 years of her life. Why? Because what we was looking at was glamour, not God's beauty. Huh? Huh? So the thing's going to get real in a few minutes.
That's right.
Huh? It's going to get real in a few minutes because that universal God don't give a damn about you. You think it do. Huh? You ever been around a paper mill? Who's ever been around a paper mill? You can't find no stink like a paper mill. But the people work there don't smell it. That's black folks. You've been with this filthy, stinking hoe so long, you don't even smell it or know she a hoe. Huh? And you're going to pay for that. And all that crap you think is nice and all of that. You go to church and sing Amazing Grace, one of the filthiest songs that's ever been written, and you don't know that? Huh? The white boy that wrote that was one of the most vicious trade dealers in the history of the planet. Huh? And he prayed to God when he saw he was going to die. Out there on his boat. Said, God, I know who I am. And I know who you are. I just choose to ignore it. Save me. And not only will I stop, I will write books and tell people who I am. And the storm ceased. And he kept his quiet. He wrote Amazing Grace. You know the words too? Let me hear you. Don't sing it, I don't know.
Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace, say it here.
How sweet the sound.
How sweet the sound.
Say a wretch like me.
Most of you niggas don't even know what wretch means. Wretch is one of the filthiest things on the planet. And when you say, save a wretch like me, huh? That was his song. It was beautiful for him.
That's right.
If I killed your son and came in here and apologized, that's beautiful. My repent, but you ain't got no business coming up telling her and you ain't touched her. But suppose it wasn't a slave owner, dealer. Suppose it was a woman prostitute. That was the most powerful prostitute, killed her tricks and her job, and then repented. And you sitting in church singing this, thank you for saving a hoe like me. Mama, you ain't never been a hoe. Huh? See, what you say becomes real. Huh? So they write stuff. Oh, y'all sit around talking about them young punks that came out your belly, talking about bitches and hoes. They came from you. Huh?
That's
If you
right.
go home and get all your children's pictures and grant them from the time they was 1 year old to 8, you don't see no hoes, no bitches. You don't see no gangsters, no soldiers, no cops. Huh? You don't see that. Huh? When did that happen? After they was 8 years old. Where was it? With you? When they came from that universal God, they was pure, sweet, kind. And they learned it from you, but you don't know how they learned it because you wrapped in the bosom of Jesus. Huh? Somewhere, this is about to change. About to change. And it started here. It started with a man named Jimmy Lee Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Who 20 people outside this country never heard of him. Huh? Jimmy Lee Jackson. Huh? Shot 5 times in the belly. And white folks around the world couldn't understand what we was going through. Jimmy Lee. They couldn't believe. They carried him to the jail instead of the hospital. That's what turned the world around. And that's what got us to vote like that. Not none of us that was marching. Jimmy Lee Jackson. Why? Y'all know that march we had here when Jimmy Lee Jackson died wasn't about voting rights. It was to honor our brother. Huh? That's why none of the big folks was here. To honor our brother. And when the white folks and black folks around the world saw what happened on that bridge, that's when it turned into Selma to Montgomery marching for the right to vote. That wasn't what was on the agenda. When you let God take over, huh? Did real things happen? Huh? Like God needs you. Huh? Are you out your mind? Huh? Somewhere. And then all at once, the registration started coming down. We made a mistake. We was teaching y'all how to register, but we didn't teach you voter education. Huh? And that's why you got a black man in the White House now. In the White House now. And y'all say he ain't doing enough. Well, I'm one of the hippest niggas on the planet. 12 years before he was left, I never heard of him. So tell me how he got in there. You got to deal with reality and not luxury to get you off the spot. You didn't have a damn thing to do with getting him in there. Huh? At all. And you going to blame all your stuff on the Klan because the real people that's your problem, you ain't going to mess with. Sears and Roebuck. First National Bank. How many of y'all sitting here today, see, when you leave it alone, just go out there and be that instrument. And leave it alone. And then it starts happening. But it's a horrible life. This brother here, we live. Here's a sweet sister, African sister. There she is there. Came up and gave me this cap. Thank you, ma'am. She said, put it on. No. I know how dirty and evil this country is. They will find a black woman or a black man to give me this cap and it's laced with paws. Huh? I'll take it home and put it on the thing and say, thank you. I ain't wearing it. Huh? In no shape, form, or fashion. I don't eat public. I ain't ate from the public in 40 years. Why? Because somebody will come in and say, oh, we're going to donate you this food. You don't even know who it is. And I'm eating it because I love you, but I didn't know somebody donated it. Huh? Somewhere. Why they can't get me and why they can't mess with me, I learned a long time ago. There ain't nothing on this planet no powerful than a black woman in America. Huh? And those of you all that got to call and deal with me, you got to go through my wife. I made millions of dollars. They never able to check in my life. You now, baby. Huh? But suppose she's taking it. She can't steal this. Why did I get mad? I got her pregnant. Ain't no love about that. And she loved me. I'm talking about before I made the money. I was making $5 a night, 3 nights a week. I said, baby, let me tell you something. if you want this thing to work, because I don't care. And y'all can look all funny, but 79% of all marriages end in divorces. So tell me about your love. I love you, baby. If I can't have you, ain't nobody gonna have you. You don't know that's a code? Somewhere. So I said, if you want this to work, understand it's not about love, it's can you be lovable. And I'm safe with you and you're safe with me. Been married 55 years and she never raised her voice to me or them two children as loud as I'm talking now. So when you stop and think about how we got here, took on the mightiest nation in the world, and defeated them. They didn't want to tell you that. Defeated them. What education you going to depend on? If you're honest, how many of us have lied just to get some sex? What do you think a white boy going to do to control the whole planet? Somewhere, you made it through all of this mess and all of our ignorance. You made it. And you don't know how you made it. Wasn't Harvard or Yale? Wasn't Harvard or Yale? How many of them professors, Harvard and Yale, got drug addicts? All the priests and nuns been to college, grad school, and they've been ripping off little boys for 1,000 years, and you think it's about education? It's not, but they embarrass you if you haven't got it. So somewhere, let's get ready for the 50th. For the 50th, right? Did I leave it? I'll just show you something real quick so you understand this mess. Oh, one of the nicest, finest minds on the planet, Ron Brown. Clinton had him killed. This nigga y'all like, what God you ain't touched? Clinton had him killed. How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know about Mena, Arkansas? Okay? That's where all the drugs come in, controlled by Clinton. So what kind of God you in touch when you can't feel that? That hole right there is what killed Ron Brown. That's a bullet. They crashed that plane and killed all them people to take Ron Brown out. And how did I get it? Some white folks who did the autopsy brought it to me. So you give it to that nigga, you're going to get out. While y'all sitting around here playing games. John Brown, one of the most beautiful human beings, white boy. If it wasn't for him, none of us would be here now. No, you talk about, oh, we got the low history. What history, nigga? You ain't got no history. A history of slavery? Slavery? And you talk about history? Boogie, let's boogie, baby. Here, what y'all doing here is important. Some of us know what important is, not through our action, watching other people's action. And so again, I say when you go home, you think about Rose and all the people that work to keep this together. So let me get out of here now and show you two things. Two things. If I got on TV today and said this, even some of y'all would complain. In daily life, black folks found to be more religious than white folks. Why do you think you have to defend white folks? They told you don't say nigger, but every time you go to the movie, Hollywood say it 10 times a minute, and that don't bother you. That don't bother me. This is a white newspaper. One of the most powerful white newspapers in the world. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They the ones said it. And you ain't seen one preacher or priest come out and say, how can you do that? Because it's white folks saying it. White folks done told us that 50% of our young black men in high school drop out. And you ain't asked a simple, stupid question. Then how come you're not laying off teachers?
Go ahead.
How come you're not laying off teachers? If 50% of the people ain't showing up, it's 11%. But somewhere, drive-by shootings, black on black crime, what kind of fool is you? Who you think killed Chinese in China last night? Who you think killed Italians in Italy last night? And if 98% of all white folks that was murdered in America last year was murdered by white folks, if they ain't talking about white on white crime, why are you talking about black on black crime? You kill where you live. Huh? So somewhere, when this new group of children is coming up, you'd be best to keep your mouth shut. Because what you telling them ain't nothing but foul. And so again, let me say, thank you. I know who you are. Hurricanes. Huh? You heard of them. Huh? Why do you think they call them hurricanes? The real white folks know it's the spirit of the black woman. But y'all don't know that. That's why you take this filth off these folks, including black men. Hurricanes. All hurricanes start where? In West Africa, at the same spot that the slaves was put on the ship. Nigga. Huh? Yeah. All hurricanes. See. Not almost all of them. All of them. And they stay on the water and follow the same path that the slave ships followed. Now y'all want to know about God. Huh? Huh? The same. And no slave was let off the ship before it got to the Caribbean. No hurricane jumps above water till it gets to the Caribbean. And it will hit this country and go all the way up the East Coast to Maine. And Maine is as close to Canada as I am to this brother. But Canada's never had a hurricane because Canada never done to a black woman what America. That's who you are. Huh? That's who you are. And when it gets that close to Canada, it goes right and go back out to the ocean to go back to get ready for some more. That's who you are. And you sit around here complaining about this and don't know who you are complaining about this, huh? Fibroid tumors. I'm 83 this year. You know about fibroid tumors? My mother never had it. You old folks and all this old stuff about elderly, senior. You ain't elderly, you old, nigga. And you messed up God's body so bad, you look for cold words. Huh? God ain't never made no junk. So how you get so junky? Huh? You didn't come here like that. Oh, go out there and get a tree. 500 years stand just as strong now as it did the day it was planted. Okay? Somewhere. Fibroid tumors, when did they start? I teach you about messing with God. When did fibroid tumors start? Huh? I didn't know nobody had it when I was a little boy.
Right.
It's not a germ, it's not a disease. Fibroid tumors started when you start putting perms on God's hair. And God said, I'll get you, nigga. 98% of fibroids is black women. And the next highest amount is Jewish women. What y'all got in common? Nappy hair. Nappy hair. That's what you got in common. Huh? Somewhere. Somewhere. And you know when this thing is changing. Go to Italy tonight and see how many wigs you see over there that's nappy. Huh? See how many wigs you find over there that's nappy. You have no problem. Colored hair, all kinds of, I ain't got no problem with that. That's what crazy people do. The problem is you don't know it. Huh? You don't know it. And you teach your children the same thing. And nobody would dare stand and tell you the truth. The Bible is coded. So I don't have no problem being a minister. But I want to know what God gave me 7 daughters and 3 boys, and the boys supposed to have more privilege than the girls. Huh? And y'all tolerate that. Huh? Well, you crazy. Somewhere. And so you can keep all the mythology you want. That helps you get through the night. But it's not going to help you make this next step. So somewhere, when you stop and look at it. I ran for president in 1968. Yeah, I got it. Y'all wake me up in the morning. Come on and watch y'all.
Come on, yeah, come on.
I mean that.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean that. Mr. Wall, can you see that there? What paper is that?
No, I don't have my glasses on.
Wall Street Journal.
Good. Good. Listen to this, and I'm gone.
And Wall Street
Wall
Journal.
Street Journal.
Election computer boost gives Gregory 9 million votes.
Did you hear that? It declared me the president of the United States. They had to shut all their computers down. Okay? All right. No other paper ran this story but the Wall Street. Huh? That's what vibrations do. Why? They had hooked up the computers, huh, for Nixon, and somebody made a mistake and hooked it to my name. Huh? And they had to shut their multi-trillion-dollar electronic computers down, and they never got the results till the next morning. So I leave you today. You say, when y'all leave here, know what you have witnessed. Huh? And it will not be in the paper. You know when this breakfast get in the paper? If somebody pulled out a gun now and killed 12 people. Huh? And everybody would be here. So again, I just say to those of you, this brother here, and you sisters that's out there will never get your name in there. Thank you, but you don't need it.
That's right.
I have no guns in my house. I don't need nothing in my bank account. Because anytime something happens, it shows up in my bank account. That's what the God is. That's what the real God is. The same God that made the dinosaurs. Huh? Same God that made the mountains. Dinosaurs been gone 2 billion years. That was before the church. That was before Catholics. That was before priests. So what God then, that's the one that put the universe together. And I want you black folks to hear this as you leave. They don't tell you when the dinosaurs was here, the butterfly was here. They don't tell you when the dinosaur was here, the turtle was here. 2 billion years later, turtle's still here. Butterfly's still here. 2 billion years later. And so what we really talking about, the real ones, you turtle. And what's it take to be a turtle? Not no education, not no money. Hard on the outside, soft on the inside, and the ability to stick your neck out. Thank you.